Disney Dreamlight Valley is like fucking crack. Have you heard of the game?
What is it?
It's basically, I never got into Animal Crossing.
Uh-huh.
Or that kind of game. But it's like that, except more three-dimensional. It's not that top-down view.
Got it.
You have like a little kingdom, and you're unlocking all these Disney characters. Chloe, Robin, and I are obsessed with that game. Noah might dig it. I don't know if he'll find it boring.
He's playing Miles Morales right now.
Yeah. It's definitely not Miles Morales. Noah ass kicking. I thought you do want to commit violence, because some of these characters are asking. Fucking Minnie wanted me to build a clock, and she wanted, one of the ingredients was 200 clay, and there's only one spot to get clay, and the clay fucking regenerates over time. I'm like, bitch. And then when I finally made it, it was like 200 clay, 100 softwood, some other bullshit. Then I finally made it. It's like a little baby clock. So you get like stars and like, all right, well, at least I leveled you up. Like, get the fuck out of here. Then I feel weird. I invite her to my house because you can have them hang out. It's like easier. Just come with me and I'll cook you a bunch of food that you like, level you up. But at the same time, I'm feeling like a pervert. Like, damn, bend your little mouse ass over in my crib. Mickey be none the wiser, dude. This feels shady as shit.
Oh, shit. Hi, Minnie. Where have you been?
Sometimes Mickey's out there. He's like, hi, fella, hot dog. What, I see Minnie coming out of your house there. She looks mighty satisfied there, Troy.
In a world of bad movies, two follically challenged men will stop at nothing to share their opinions of them. Their wives are tired of listening. But are you? This isn't the podcast you deserve, but it's the one you need. Prepare yourself for bald guys and bad movies.
Welcome to episode 25 of Bald Guys and Bad Movies. I am one of your hosts, Troy, here with my buddy.
And I am Mike.
You just gotta say Mike, man. I said with Mike. My buddy, then I am Mike. Now I gotta edit that out.
I'm Mike.
But now, because it's funny, I'm gonna leave it in. Thanks. Mike.
I missed you, Troy.
I missed you too, buddy. And hey, we've missed you guys.
We have missed you guys.
A little backstory here.
I got sick.
Mike got sick, even though it wasn't COVID, right?
Nope.
I got sick.
I don't know what it was.
And it was COVID. And the whole family went down. The dominoes fell.
Oh, man.
So it wasn't our choice to be.
Could be worse. Could be monkeypox. Just saying.
Is that still a thing? Is that still out there? The corner?
Not really. From what I understand, there's a very specific demographic that can get it just due to whatever. But
you talking about gay dudes?
Yeah.
Gay people? Hey, I love gay people.
He does.
Yeah, I do. We were just talking about that, how trannies can look just like women with butt implants and stuff like that.
I think we should definitely cut this part out.
Why? What do you mean? What part is offensive? Because I don't know it anymore.
I don't know. I think it started with my comment about the demographic that gets monkeypox, regardless of if it's true or not.
But now it's awkward, therefore funny, and therefore we probably shouldn't cut this out.
Shit. Okay.
Wait, is there any? Okay, here's the.
Hey, no one listens to us, you know.
Yeah.
Jubei, you're not going to get offended by this, right? Rico, you're not going to get offended by this, right?
But wait. I want to know.
My mom, on the other hand, might be like, "What the hell are they talking about?"
But what's the barometer here? Is it, would we offend other people, or do we just sound like dumbasses?
A little bit of both. We fall.
Was that offensive? What was said?
Hey,
I'm honestly asking because I don't know anymore these days.
I don't know if it would be offensive. I just, in this day and age, who knows what'll be offensive.
Well, and safer topics, safer waters. Yes, I'm better from COVID, and Mike is better from whatever viral thing he had going on, and we're back.
We are back and better than ever.
We are back and better than ever, maybe. And you know what? I'm just going to say it, Mike. We're talking about adding a video component to this, potentially.
Yeah.
So,
hell yeah, we are. You can see our bald faces.
You know, I'm going to say no promises when it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. So we will keep you guys posted on that.
End of year, by January 10th, we will have an episode with video. I'm going to say that. I will say that. By January 10th, we will have a video.
I'd say that's a very good goal.
It's a little insight, inside look to our thought processes.
Yeah, we went from COVID to trannies to we're gonna film videos.
Monkeypox.
Oh, let's not forget monkeypox. So the breadcrumb trails is quite suspicious.
Yeah. Yo, that's sus, as my son would say.
So Mike. What are we reviewing this week?
God, please don't do that.
Wait, is it the voice or the lip? Do you see my lip?
Both. It's gross, dude.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Oh, my God.
This week, Mike, we are reviewing Elvis.
Baz Luhrmann's Elvis.
Baz Luhrmann's Elvis. That sounds pretty good. No?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll go with that. Let's move on.
Elvis is a musical drama film directed by Baz Luhrmann. Baz Luhrmann, you may know from Romeo and Juliet, Moulin Rouge. What else am I missing, Mike? I'm sure there's much more, but
nothing good.
Okay. Which was the name of the movie, by the way, which is the ironic part. It wasn't good. It was named that. Who co-wrote the screenplay was Sam Bromell, Greg Pierce, and some other dudes. The film follows the life of rock and roll icon and singer and actor Elvis. Elvis Presley, told from the perspective of his manager, Colonel Tom Parker. It stars a very amazing Austin Butler.
He was good.
In the title role with Tom Hanks as Parker, while Olivia D. Hong, Helen Thompson, and Richard blah, 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 blah co-star. Okay, so it's Elvis. That's what we're reviewing this week. It's the story of Elvis.
Yep.
So what's the non-spoilery, what's your opinion of this?
It was worth a watch. If you like Baz Luhrmann, you gotta watch it. You know what I mean? If you're into the Baz Luhrmann style, because he's a very stylized director.
Very.
I learned a lot about Elvis that I didn't know. I wasn't aware that he was just a completely, poor, raised completely poor, didn't have a pot to piss in. You know what I mean? You come to actually really feel for him and just really empathize with him as a human being, and it does a great job of showing the human side of what was potentially at one point the biggest superstar to ever grace our planet. If you're into Baz Luhrmann flicks, check it out. Unless you absolutely hate Elvis, I would say check it out.
I would say even if you hate Elvis, it is a very entertaining film.
It is.
I'm not saying
I was more entertained than I expected to be.
Right. And I will say the musical sequences were magnificently handled.
Yeah. They were really well done.
And then there was, I'll get into it later, but the way he displayed the musical influences that Elvis had, he displayed it visually, and it was almost like a cake, layers and layers, but all happening at once. I thought it was really, really well done.
It was really well done.
There are some flaws with it. There are some gripes I have, but I will say none of those gripes fall on the shoulders of Austin Butler. That kid,
he was good.
It's fucking amazing, and
was really good.
He sung all the songs.
Did he really?
Yes. This
No
was.
way.
Let me double check. Yes, Butler really did sing with snippets of Elvis's real voice blended in later on. So I guess they enhanced or sweetened his voice, Elvis's voice. Anyway, it doesn't take away because
it was good.
I've seen him sing was it Jimmy Kimmel or somewhere? He was on some show and he actually sang.
Oh,
and
like Elvis?
Yeah, he sang like Elvis and fucking sound like Elvis to me. So kudos to him to perform like that. You're giving, even though some movie scenes That's got to be exhausting, dude.
Yeah, but I will say Elvis is not like, I mean, let's be real. He's not a great singer. I mean, he's okay, but he doesn't have like a tremendous range or anything. He's kind of a one-trick pony.
What are you talking about, man? You talking about my range?
Yeah.
I've got tremendous range, man.
Oh, Jesus fucking
You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
Oh,
I wish we were doing a video of this one.
My
so
range.
You guys could be in as much pain
It's
as
very strange.
We gotta listen to this, so that's bad enough.
Michael.
Okay,
Stella.
enough. Moving on. God damn it.
Well,
but
see,
what I was saying was,
go ahead.
what I was saying was like compared to something like Remy Malek in Bohemian Rhapsody,
which I still haven't seen.
You should definitely check that out. I mean, it's kind of like the
That's
the family friendly version,
I just
right?
couldn't get, and the fact that Sacha Baron Cohen wanted to do that, but he didn't want to do a watered down because he would have been amazing. But anyway, not taking anything from Remy Malek, but go ahead.
Yeah, but Remy Malek didn't do any of the singing in that movie, mainly because no one can do that fucking singing. You know what I mean? He was a...
There's a reason there's a million Elvis impersonators.
Exactly. He's a very, very easy person.
You don't see many Freddie Mercury impersonators.
He does not have much range at all.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have much differentiation of tone or tenor or any of that stuff. So he's really kind of a... Because I sang for 6-7 years in high school, when I was in school.
Oh, why don't you sing some Elvis right now? Sing some Elvis.
No, thank you.
Okay. I don't believe you. I don't believe you had.
Maybe if I feel up to it. You know what I listen to every year is during Christmas time? Elvis Christmas. My wife fucking hates Elvis, but I don't care.
Why she hate him? Why she hate him? She just.
I don't know, dude. Why she hate George Clooney? Like, who knows? You know what I mean? I don't know why she hates the shit that she hates.
You know what? And I'll tack on to that real quick. Even though I like him way better than Elvis, and I don't dislike Elvis, Johnny Cash may fit in that too. It's not like Johnny Cash is an amazing singer, but he has a very distinct baritone voice.
I have zero interest in Johnny Cash. I don't really care.
Did you see
Johnny
Walk
Cash
the Line with Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah, I saw it, and I didn't really care. It was fine. It was whatever. I mean, it was good, right? But it was... I don't give a shit about Johnny Cash.
Fell into a burning ring of fire.
I think his songs are boring.
I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire. See, it kind of sounds like Elvis a little bit, at least when I do it. The ring of fire, the ring of fire.
That's because you're a one-trick pony, too.
Huh?
It's because you're a one-trick pony, too.
Yay! And I'm the one that thinks we could be successful.
Burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire.
He's got a little
ring of fire.
Tremble of fire. The ring of fire. It's like a little hillbilly little thing he's got going. Yeah, but no, I can't argue with that. I'm not like a huge Elvis fan, but I'm not a... You know what? Growing up, there's a famous Public Enemy song, "Fight the Power." Do you know?
Yeah, "Fight the Power."
And
Fight the Power.
Elvis was a hero the most. Motherfucker won't shit to me. Straight up racist. Motherfucker was simple and plain. Motherfuck him and John Wayne. John Wayne, is way racist. Like there's video of him like openly being racist.
I don't see how
Elvis could be racist.
Elvis could be a racist.
I don't think he was.
If he embraced that music the way he did. You know what I mean? Like, how do you love something so much to where it like takes over your soul, but you hate the people who fucking made it? I mean, hey, I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying it isn't possible, but I'm just wondering, like, it kind of mind-blowing to me how someone could love something that specifically came from a particular group of people and then hate the people.
Dude, you don't even have to go that far. And I can speak from experience, or at least people I've known. If you grow up with a demographic,
right,
like that is the number one way to not be racist, to cut through racist bullshit. And that's why I don't think he was.
That's why I was always so happy that I grew up in Santa Monica at the time that I did, because it was like right before all the gentrification happened, and like Santa Monica was one of the most diverse areas in the in
really?
California.
Was it?
Oh yeah, dude.
Huh.
In my group of friends, I mean, we had people who were Egyptian. We had, one guy was black. We had an Indian guy who we were friends with. Like plenty of people from Latin America, Central America, like tons of different demographics.
It's diverse, and you don't give a shit. You're just cool with someone because you're cool with them. It's got nothing to do with
exactly.
But when you grow up and you're just around one type.
One of my best friends is Mexican, and the other one's Korean. You know what I mean? Like lots of Koreans too that I grew up with.
Most of the white boys I knew growing up that were cool that weren't, because I grew up in the South. So
yeah,
I'm sorry, you're either redneck or you wanted to chill white dudes.
Right.
Who like who want to date the black girls too, right? Like, I mean,
right.
But there you trace that back to their upbringing, right?
Yeah.
And they were just around people unlike them at an early age. So I don't think Elvis was racist. I just don't think. And I think later Chuck D kind of walked that back about Elvis. I forget why. There was something he researched that led him to believe that way, but I think later, because he was in an Elvis documentary, which I didn't see, but I did see a little bit. They actually interviewed Chuck D about that. Anyway, I agree. I don't think he was racist. I do disagree with something you said, though.
What?
So, I felt the movie, and I did know a lot about Elvis going in, right? And maybe it's because I remember I saw Kurt Russell's depiction of Elvis and John Carpenter's Elvis.
I've never actually seen it.
Amazing. I mean, energy wise, like this is a good onboarding ramp for a younger person, someone who doesn't really know much about Elvis. It's just a fun, energetic movie, right? And fun I use loosely because
there's some fucked up shit.
And the fucked up shit comes from Tom Hanks.
Yeah. And
I have to say, Tom Hanks was the worst part of this movie.
And also his makeup, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was really bad.
No, well, that and his fucking accent, dude.
Yeah.
So I was doing a little bit of research. So the real Colonel, what was this? Colonel whatever?
Tom Parker.
Tom Parker. I stopped the movie in the middle of the movie. Or not even, I didn't get that far. Like the first act. And it just kept bugging me, his accent. So I looked up the real Tom Parker. He sounded like a country boy. Like you know what I mean? Like, not like a caricature, but you could tell he was a Southern guy, which I thought that's authentic, and it probably would have added a lot too.
Did you look up all the other stuff? Was he actually German or Austrian?
He had a little bit of Dutch, and you could barely catch it, like some of the consonants. Basically, Baz Luhrmann told Tom Hanks to really crank it up to 11 because he wanted him to come across as an other. He wanted audience
makes sense
to feel like,
I can see that.
Not sure where is this guy from? He's, you know what I mean? Like, but I think.
Well, was that the whole thing? Because the fact that he's not a citizen, right, of anywhere. Mm-hmm. Was that a real thing?
That I don't know. I didn't look.
Oh, you didn't look that up?
I didn't look.
That was the fucking interesting part about that.
Well, no, but for me, that's here nor there. He stole he got in the way of the story of Elvis. And it was done on purpose. It was done on purpose with the script. It was directed that way. I don't know why they chose to do that, because I felt like we got a snapshot of Elvis. We didn't really get into because it's narrated by Tom Parker.
Yeah.
He's lording over every fucking scene. So whether that's true or not, I want to know more about Elvis. Austin Butler did such a great job. Less of Tom Hanks, more of him. You know, we got like the bullet points of his life, right?
Sure.
But the in-between moments, and yes, there were some moments, but I felt like there wasn't enough. He was a peg being slammed into the ground by this abusive manager.
They didn't do it. They really did not do enough. Like, there were portions of Elvis's life that were just completely made like a montage, like 15, 20 years of Elvis's life that you were just like, well, now there's I'm pretty sure a lot of the Elvis that I was into was all that other stuff that was, you know what I mean?
Right.
That we just skipped over, and it was kind of crazy that way.
I'm sure he cheated his ass off, and I think that was kind of touched on. But him going to Hollywood, him not really knowing how to act, and like that's a whole reel right there potentially, right? Like, and I felt like it was skipped because they want to get back to the Tom fucking them over part, and always trying to push against Elvis's trying to get back to his roots to being a real artist. Like every time the artist tried to emerge, here's this fat fuck who looked like the rejected version of Colin Farrell's Penguin, right? In the wings. Like he felt like it was too much. And I just wish they just cast a regular fat dude. A regular fat Southern
Why
dude.
did they need Tom Hanks? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just don't understand why Tom Hanks has to be in every fucking movie nowadays. Like, I'm so tired of... Like, and I love Tom Hanks, but it's kind of like the Star Wars movies, right? Mm-hmm. Like, when there's too many of them, you just don't give a shit anymore. It's like, now it's like, of course, it's like, oh, Tom Hanks is in this. Well, of course he's in this fucking movie. Who else would be in this movie? I was like, he hasn't been in a movie for 2 months, so of course he's in this fucking movie. You know what I mean?
I will say, the fact he's playing a villain, that's a new turn. He's been a good guy for so fucking long. Yeah. If they had just...
But they had to put him in... I want him to be a villain where we can see what he looks like. I don't want him to be in a fucking fat suit. Like, if you're going to make Tom Hanks a villain, let me see the motherfucker. Right. Because that's when it really can shine through.
It can be the problem with films that are narrated because there's potential to rob the audience of any kind of nuance of trying to figure out what a character's going through, what's happening, what the agendas are. Because you have a person... who's presenting you there, and it's presented from his point of view. So can we even trust this unreliable narrator? Because, I mean, probably, yeah, right? But I'm just saying, why even bog your film down with that? You have one of the greatest pop icons ever. You got this kid, Austin Butler, who's fucking amazing. I felt bad for him because I wanted more scenes to allow him to act. It was great he was getting performances and whatever, but I wanted more of a acting performance, more opportunities. And he did deliver. Right. But he was so good in those moments that I just wanted more. I want Tom Hanks to get the fuck out of the way. But that's my biggest issue. It felt very shallow. It felt like we missed entire swaths of Elvis's life. You know, I'm not saying make it a 3 or 4 hour epic film, but if you cut out the Tom Parker shit and made it more from Elvis's point of view, like his relationship with his mother is a huge thing, and it did make a big deal about it.
I was really surprised that, like, the movie's called Elvis. Why was it from Colonel Tom Parker's fucking perspective? Like, it didn't really make, it seemed like a very odd, kind of arbitrary decision to have it from Tom Parker's perspective, considering it's fucking called Elvis. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you could call it, you know, because it was based on a book though, wasn't it? It was like based on like a book about Tom Parker.
I think it was Elvis and Tom. It was I think you're right.
I just don't understand why they would base it on that, you know, why he would use that direction into the story. Like, it just never really made sense to me.
Here's a way to do it to make it more interesting. Have the older Elvis, his last days, be reflecting on his life. You can even have him be a character in scenes, like watching the scenes play out. Now I'm more captivated. Now we don't have to deal with the Colonel Tom shit can be in there, but it won't be so dominating.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it really made Elvis, and maybe this was true, it really made him seem like he was just a ball of clay, just there to be manipulated. Even that part, there's some, people saying that, oh, it wasn't like that. The film's, fucking,
right.
And it's a Baz Luhrmann film. So
Yeah.
Everything's over the top.
So it's
there's
way
no
over
subtlety,
the top.
right?
It's really funny. Like, I want to talk about like another part of the movie. I thought it was really funny how at the beginning he talks like they're like, "Whoa, what? Why are the girls freaking out?" Right? Mm-hmm. And they're like, "It's the wiggle." They're freaking out about the wiggling.
That wiggle,
right?
man, that wiggle.
And then he starts doing it, and they freak out. And then he always has this very, very specific sort of the wiggle that he does, right? Mm-hmm. But then when he's in Las Vegas, his movements on stage completely shift in this sort of weird sort of manner. And I've always thought the Las Vegas, like, Elvis show, like, when you think of like Elvis Las Vegas, I've always thought that was the weirdest thing. I've always thought of that as like, yeah, that's like the bad shit. That's the bad part of Elvis.
Yes,
Presley,
it's the tacky kung fu kicking.
Yeah, like what
wearing.
The fuck, dude? Like that shit was awful, so awful. And it was funny because
wait.
I didn't feel, but I didn't feel I didn't feel that it was as awful when watching it in this movie as when I think about it as the real Elvis Presley.
But what I was going to say is, not saying that, I mean, you feel how you feel.
Right.
But at the time when it was happening, it was new and fresh. And, it's the 70s. Everyone was wearing horrible looking.
The 70s were horrible.
But in hindsight, and it's been parodied so much.
Yeah.
It could be through the prism of now. It just looks corny and awful and cringy. But it's decades of people emulating what he did. Well, which is a testament to what he did. It was so, I mean, beyond him being Elvis, it was such a different look from him when he started to the movies to there. You got to give it to the guy.
Yeah,
he reinvented himself lots and lots of times. And
I will say the scene in the middle where he's there, they keep wanting him to do the fucking the Christmas special, and he just keeps not doing it. And they like that scene was really good.
Yeah, really good.
He comes out in the fucking leather outfit and shit. Like that was a damn good scene.
That was a badass Elvis.
That was badass.
Yeah,
Elvis.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Like,
and I'm like, you showed
this
motherfucker
from that badass to what in the Vegas were, right?
But I will say, you kind of see the beginning of the Vegas Elvis in the last part of that special, when they have Elvis and big lights behind him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And he's in like the white pantsuit or whatever it is. Like he's starting to grow out the chops. I don't know, man. He looked so bad in the 70s, even before he gained that 50 pounds, 100 pounds, or whatever it was.
And that leads me to another point, and you get it with every Baz Luhrmann film. The spectacle is so big.
Yeah.
That there's a sadness to Elvis's life. We got that mostly from near the end of the film, near the end of his life, and where he's stuck in the hell of Las Vegas because Tom Parker pretty much traps him there. But to go from that little poor kid, it felt like a fairy tale, right?
Yeah.
And that could be because, well, I know it's because you have a narrator who's telling it, who's not Elvis, and he's an untrustworthy narrator. We have Baz Luhrmann, who puts bling on every scene, right? Yep. Literally and figuratively, right?
Yeah.
That I felt like the man himself, I still don't really know him, right? Yeah. I know the big points of his life, like the inflection points. But I think the point of a good biography, a good film, is to show you moments you don't know, or fill in the gaps in between. And I felt like the film goes through so much and it's so jam-packed, and also has to cater to fucking Colonel Tom's point in the story.
Yep.
That we lose some of the tragedy.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, like, Colonel Tom Parker did a good job of always saying, oh, I wasn't doing this. I was never, exploiting him. But then you cut to the scenes and you see that he was. So I did feel like the fact that it was from Colonel Tom Parker's view didn't skew it so much that you ever thought that he was an innocent person.
If anything, it did such a good job of that. You fucking hate him.
Yeah.
And he's there constantly. And I'm like, give me a breather, man. Like, fucking go away. Can I just...
You're just like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, get out. But I think that's the point.
I guess.
I think that's the point. He wants you. Baz Luhrmann's trying to make you feel the way
suffocated.
that Elvis did. Suffocated by this guy. And the fact that you feel that way might, if he heard you say that, maybe he'd be like, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, who knows?
Right. And I get it. And I do understand that. And if that was the goal, mission accomplished. I would have much preferred a movie that gave me more nuance into Elvis's life, as opposed to, haha, see? That's what it was like to have the Penguin from Batman managing you.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what you get with Baz Luhrmann. You get this spectacle. Like,
yeah.
You're not going to get that sort of, I mean, one might say, like, in something like Moulin Rouge, which is easily his masterpiece. I can't think of any other movie that he's done that came close to being as good as Moulin Rouge.
I remember Romeo and Juliet with great
fondness. When was the last time you watched it?
I mean, when's the last time I watched Moulin Rouge? To be honest.
Let's put it this way. I've watched both of them within the last 5 years. Well, I've attempted to watch both of them. Could not finish Romeo and Juliet. But Moulin Rouge, I fucking love, dude.
As I said in the beginning, I think I said it. Maybe I thought it. This is a good gateway film into Elvis. It is high energy, super colorful, vibrant. The sequence where they were going juxtaposition between him in the church as a kid to the black blues singer who was singing, I don't know if he was singing Hound Dog or Blue Suede Shoes, to Elvis singing it, on stage. And the way he intermixed it was really well done. Like all like those, the way he connected the influences for Elvis. And yes, that was their way of addressing it. And racism did come up, but it was Elvis being accused of appropriation. But in the film, he never felt that he was doing that. And
back in the day, appropriation, back in the day, like, cultural appropriation was not like, you would be frowned upon by white people for culturally appropriating black people's music. You know what I mean? Like, it was that was why it was frowned upon for a completely different reason, so to speak.
Why they didn't want him singing to their white kids this Negro music.
Yeah, they didn't want him. It was the white people not wanting their white daughters and sons listening to this music.
Right.
It wasn't the African Americans like saying, "Oh, that's ours." You know what I mean? That didn't happen till later. Now, maybe they did say that, but no one gave a shit. You know what I mean?
Well, B.B. King, while he was living and later in his life, he addressed it, and he was like, Elvis definitely wasn't racist. But then you talk to someone like Quincy Jones, who says to this day, yeah, Elvis was racist. But again, but it also could be the experiences, right?
Yeah.
Look, I'm not defending Elvis from racism, but as a human being, just look at today, like, if you're rude to someone and that person happens to be black, then the black person may think, well, is it because of that, or is it because I'm black? And you're like, no, it's because you're a fucking asshole.
Yep.
Whereas another case, it could be because of that, right? So I think the same holds true. Elvis was chill with some people, and some people he might have rubbed the wrong way.
And I did like the fact that at one point, I don't know if he actually said it in real life, but I wouldn't be surprised. Didn't he say that B.B. King was the actual king of rock and roll or something like that?
Well, he and B.B. King were really close friends.
I think it all comes down to, but I think we were right. Like, I don't see, like, when we initially talked about this, because I don't see how you can be a flat out racist bigot.
Here's one little anecdote that I looked up recently that I didn't know. And because as soon as I watched this movie, like, it was on my mind, right? Because I never really fully bought into the fact that he was racist. I mean, especially as I got older, because it just didn't make sense from what I knew about his life. His cook, his black cook, I don't know if she's a lifelong cook, but she was there at the end, and she would make him fried peanut butter and peanut butter sandwiches, which probably led to his heart exploding as well as. But he bought her a fucking house, right? I mean, he took her. I think at first she didn't know what they were doing. It was like, "Oh, you like this house?" Like, "Yeah, it's yours. It's yours." Like, "Oh my God." I don't see racist motherfuckers doing that. You don't have to do that. You do it because you're a caring, compassionate person who's thankful. You know, she's cooked him so many meals and whatever.
Yep.
So, anyway. And if it was racism, I wish I knew a Elvis.
Yeah.
He could buy me a house. There you go, boy. Hope you enjoy it, you black bastard. Thanks, Elvis. How many pools do I have? 2? Okay.
Shit.
Yes, sir, boss. All right, I'm kidding. I don't mean that. I do have some pride left.
But you would totally take that house.
Well, I would have to convince myself that he's not racist. I would have to say, "Oh, no. He can't be racist because he gave me that house." But he just said that, no.
Didn't we just do that? I mean, didn't we literally just say, "Oh, he can't be racist. He bought her a house."
Right, exactly. That's the proof.
I think we're talking in a circle here,
the
buddy.
The snake eating itself.
Yeah,
like
exactly. Oh, man. I don't give a fuck what's going on. I don't care how much you hate me. You're going to buy me a house? Buy me a house. I will take it no matter who you are. I don't give a shit.
That's what I'm saying, man. Maybe the fact that I let you buy me that house will break the ice of that racism. See, I'm doing you a favor. I'm doing the world a service. I'm accepting.
I'll make sure I get a lawyer to look at that fucking contract I'm signing to make sure I ain't signing my soul away. I don't give a shit, man.
Oh yeah, don't Brad Pitt me.
Brad Pitt, what'd he do?
Oh, the Katrina houses. He set up for Katrina and they were like filled with like mold and shabby and falling apart, and they just settled because a lot of the people sued his organization or whatever that set it up. So don't Brad Pitt me. If it's if it's the Money Pit house from the Tom Hanks film, then maybe it's not such a good thing. Sing an Elvis song. What's your favorite? I know you're not a big fan, but if you had to pick one, what would be your favorite Elvis song?
I mean, it's probably if I have to pick an Elvis song,
My balls are blue tonight. My balls are blue tonight. Your butthole is so tight.
I don't really. I tell you the truth. The most Elvis I listen to, I listen to Elvis every year around Christmas. I'll have a blue Christmas.
Isn't that
without you? I'll be so blue, just thinking about you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree. Won't be the same, dear, if you're not here with me.
Welcome to Four Tops.
I'll be so blue.
Elvis will be so blue.
Thinking
my
about
darling,
you.
thinking about you, baby. I'm just thinking.
I can't remember the rest.
Just make it up as you go. It doesn't matter.
In my family growing up, we always listened to an Elvis Christmas. My brother-in-law Ryan says it doesn't feel like Christmas to him unless he's at our house listening to.
So will you put
Elvis
those
Christmas.
Christmas records on Andrea's like motherfuck? She's the only one. Everyone's wearing Christmas sweaters and like swaying, and she's in the corner like motherfucking Elvis. Fuck this motherfucker.
You know what? I will say she's gotten better. She has kind of lightened up about it. But yeah, dude, for that first
That's gotta
for
be
the
shitty
for the
her,
first
man.
15 years, man, she was that was her.
Goddamn Elvis
moping
again.
in the corner every time we. You know I hate Elvis.
You motherfuckers never heard of Bing Crosby? For fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
Always with the Elvis. Now, a Baz Luhrmann film on Michael Jackson
He could never get the rights.
or Prince. He could never get the rights.
Yeah, no way.
But the spectacle, though, would be...
Dude, I would love to see a Baz Luhrmann fucking Michael Jackson movie. That would be dope.
You know, I was looking up his filmography. There's not a whole hell of a lot that he's done.
No, there isn't. He hasn't done much.
And that's a testament to when he does make a film, it is so out there that it just leaves an impact, right? Even the title, I love the titles. The titles are so blinged out. But it's great. It's like, it's a show. Now, Elvis worldwide has grossed $285 million against an $85 million budget.
Oh, wow.
Second highest grossing musical biopic of all time, behind Bohemian Rhapsody.
You know what I will say? It's funny because I liked neither of these movies as much as I liked Rocket Man.
Rocket Man's a better biography.
Rocket Man is a better movie than either of them.
I felt like I got more, and that's what I'm saying. Like, Elvis felt very shallow.
It wasn't watered down. It wasn't, yeah.
And that's what I want from it. It was rated R.
Yeah.
And I don't say make it,
It was rated R?
Yeah,
Elvis
Rocket Man
was rated R? Oh, Rocket Man was rated R. Yeah.
Like, but it allowed it to explore all avenues, aspects. I left that movie feeling like, okay. I mean, while I knew some parts of Elton John's life, I felt like I experienced his life, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't just all the pleasant things.
Even if he did write I'm Still Standing while he was high on fucking drugs. That's okay, too.
Oh, was he? I love that song.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that song came out while he was fucking thwacked out of his mind. Like, he had not gotten sober yet. That's for damn sure.
Well, you know, Stephen King wrote Cujo and didn't remember writing it at all.
Yeah, that's what
He
you
was
said.
so high on fucking cocaine. Like, here's a new book. It's about a dog or some shit.
Someone needs to get George R. Martin hooked on cocaine. Maybe we'll get a fucking book. Actually, that'd probably just kill his ass.
Stephen King's best work came when he was on cocaine, man. I'm saying.
I mean, you know.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. You know what? If Elvis, the movie, felt like a comic book, which is probably on purpose, because in the beginning, remember Elvis, the kid? Well, I guess Colonel Tom was like, the kid thought he was a superhero, right? And they even had like a few comic panels or something like that, anime.
Yeah.
So it felt very glitzy and over the top. And if you think of it like that, yeah, he was like a superhero. All right, let's rate Elvis. Anything else
Rate this bitch.
you want to say about Elvis?
I think you could see his wiener in that one shot where he's wiggling around. Oh yeah, you could see it dangling a little bit against his pad.
Butler's wiener?
Yeah, a little bit. You can see it in his pants.
Yeah, that's
when he's doing the wiggle.
That's where the wiener typically resides, in his pants.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like he whipped it out in the middle of
clarify
the scene.
that for me.
I'm not saying that like I could see
but here's
his
the twist.
open wiener.
It was hanging out of his left ear.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, like, when they're like, what are they screaming about?
The
They're like,
wiggle.
it's the wiggle. And then it like does like the slow rack focus on his freaking crotch. And he's wiggling around. I'm pretty sure you can see it like wiggling in the pants.
Well, yeah. If you slow it down frame by frame, I'm sure.
No, I don't think you need to slow it down frame by frame.
You didn't need to do it, but it sure helps when you do that. Slow it down.
Did it help?
No, you're the one that brought it to my attention.
I didn't slow. Yeah, but I didn't slow it down, so I don't know. You're the one talking about how much
I didn't
it
notice
helps.
his dong flopping around.
Well, I'm just saying you didn't need to slow it down. That's all I'm saying. You can still see it.
Okay. Really, I'll give it to you. How many how many wiggling dogs are you gonna get?
Wiggling dogs. I mean, shit. I think it gets my generic 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
My 3.5 wiggling dongs.
Damn.
3 wiggling dongs and a ball.
I'm trying to think of that. Damn. How do you top wiggling dongs? Oh, okay. I'll give it 3 Colonel Tom Parker neck folds out of 5.
Fucking good, man. That's better than wiggling dongs.
I don't know, man. I like the wiggling dongs.
I know you like the wiggling dongs.
Not as,
man, you gotta,
not as
you gotta
much as
send
you,
me
apparently.
You gotta send me that cut. You gotta send me your audio so I can do the next special special episode. I like the wiggling dongs.
How you think that tops the very fact that you brought it up? It was talking about you can see the wiggling dongs. That little sound bite trumps the whole reason.
You're continually talking about it. That's all I'm saying.
You're the one lengthening this conversation about the dongs. And you know, I took a vow to not talk about dicks and dongs, and I have not broken it.
You're still
until
talking about
now.
you're still talking about penises. You're still talking about
you
penises.
can't Jedi mind trick this shit
I'm
to
just
make it
saying
about
you
me.
are.
You're the one
I'm
that
not
fucking
Jedi
brought
mind-
it up.
You're still talking about it. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not talking about it anymore. So, we're done. Elvis has left the building, Mike. Have you seen House of Dragons?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Episode 2 is a little slower than episode 1. And I do like that there's black people in it. Is that weird?
No. It's not weird to like black people. It's okay. It's okay, Mike. Hey, it's a breakthrough moment here, Ball Guys.
You motherfucker.
It is okay to like black people, Mike.
you son of
and one
bitch.
day you may even love them, but one step at a time.